So this is a big moment for me because I've never done this. I don't want to get emotional so fast, but
Please.
I've learned that this moment that I'm going to give to you is an invitation into my heart and into my life. And I have only given it to a few people.
Okay.
So this is my pill box.
Wow.
And I call this little thing here, this one, today's Saturday, call this my self-esteem vitamin.
Wow.
And I take it every day. And that's it. I have no side effects. And what that does is it keeps me healthy, keeps my immune system strong, and
Courage, baby.
yes.
I love you.
So, you know, my little pill, because she don't want no big pill. I had to light it up with a little RuPaul, but yeah. You know, I don't even like saying I'm HIV positive. I prefer saying I'm living with untransmittable HIV.
Excellent.
Because by taking this pill every day, it is impossible for me to transmit the virus to someone else.
This is remarkable.
Yeah.
You've come a long way.
What was it
Wow.
about? What did I say that?
You said the word positive. This show has been very positive.
And you just made a positive move for me.
Yeah, just the act, that act had the ripple effect of that
Amazing.
will be. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for inviting us in.
Amazingly brave.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
yes, yes, yes.
I lost a friend years ago when these pills in this box were not available. And he was my best friend. His name is Jace. And I'm glad that you are living, surviving, and teaching and
Thriving.
providing an experience for people to grow and learn and love without fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like clapping right there.
Thank you for that.
There's really nothing to be afraid of. It is, the worst part would be, you know, the fear of how people will treat you. And what you find is nowadays there are people like you who will just treat you no differently.
At all.
Not at all. So that fear kept me from getting tested for a long time.
Wow.
But I have to say that
Please let the tears flow. Because they're tears of healing and courage and, man, I love you.
there's so many people that are afraid to get tested. I was fortunate because I actually was at a bathhouse and I told the guy I would always I got tested regularly for other STIs. Because, you know, you just take a pill or get a shot and then you're done. And so I wanted to know, you know, frequently, every 2 weeks I was getting tested. But I would always, he was like, do you want the HIV test? I would always say no. And one time, he went ahead and did it anyway. It didn't even tell me, without my permission, and didn't even tell me that he took the test. But as I was walking out, he just handed me a card, said HIV negative. And the same thing happened just a couple months later. But this time it was positive. So I know that I caught it so early after years of not being tested. And so my immune system is just as strong as it's always been.
So as we communicate to the community, were you actively engaging in unprotected sex? Was this
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. And that's why I call it my self-esteem pill, because I could have been using condoms, I could have been on PrEP, but I declined. I didn't want to be on PrEP, and I just wanted connection. I had low self-esteem. I had low self-esteem. That's when Cheryl says dis-ease in the mind, disease in the body. That's what happened to me. The the stress in my mind about my identity and will people accept me and why won't people love me? I just want to be free. All of that stress, just put it in. Because I'll feel love for these moments.
These moments, yeah. You know, I'm glad you brought this to the conversation as well. So I'm of a generation where we have lived through so much loss. You know, you were talking about, you know, your friend, and one of our guests said something to me, actually it was Bevy, and she recognized me as someone from a generation that many did not survive.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that was a very touching moment because I often don't think about that. And I often don't think about the tremendous amount of loss. Hundreds, you know, of friends, talented people. And the self-esteem piece is so important because not only does it make the difference in how you treat yourself and how you allow yourself to be treated, because there are people who have gotten infected, not from bad behavior or being reckless. There are people who have gotten infected just accidentally, unknowingly, particularly in the early days. But I tell you, that self-esteem has been the difference in those that survived.
Ooh.
Because once that took hold, I saw so many just deteriorate because they didn't have that self-concept. They didn't have the strength to fight, to know that they deserve to live. I can't tell you how many people I saw come to LA and New York and all of the big cities to chase their dreams, find themselves HIV positive. And what ended up happening, I would see it over and over and over, is they would then go back home to die, basically. Because they would go back home hoping to be recognized, hoping to be embraced. And they've been away. And then they came back as something diseased and dirty and nobody wanted to touch them and they would just die.
Die from
And
the
I would tell
pain.
people,
Yes.
don't go back home. You'd be
Right on.
better to stay here
Right on.
with people who love you.
I hear you.
You know, Bevy talked about going to support different organizations, and she's been doing this. So she used to go on her lunch hour to visit people in the hospital back in the day. Stay in a place, and that's why this is so important too. I'm glad you call it your self-esteem pill, because that's going to be so important. And surround yourself with people who love you like we do.
Yes,
and friends and family, those that do, those that don't, handle with a long handled spoon, as my grandmother would say. So thank you so much for opening that up.
And let me say, I have known you for years. We've grown up together, you know, and it's a calling. Since you first told me this, the growth that you are embracing now, the voice that you are about to be, and I didn't know if you were gonna have the courage to come to this table, but now you're on a mission. And as long as we have a mission in our life, all the rest is all fair game. And courage don't cost a dime. That's what you just exhibit. And who you getting ready to touch right now is to the sky. And that's real talk.